Welcome, Wisdom Seekers. In this episode of Budget Buys, we'll be reviewing the Glarry bass. Now, this is the third fucking time I've tried to record this video. For multiple reasons, things went wrong. So, let's do it right this time. That burp was brought to you by Kuma's Corner in Schaumburg, Illinois. If you like burgers and fucking metal, go to Kuma's. Now, I got this bass on eBay for $60 with free shipping, and it also came with an Allen wrench for the neck as well as the bridge, and it also came with a strap. Now, I explained in a video previously that I got this bass for the reason of needing to replace an old one and just kind of needing something to come up with ideas for demos and shit like that. The previous bass that I owned, which was a Crescent bass, was basically just a shitty kit bass, and the neck was so bowed that you could literally shoot a fucking arrow with it. On top of that, the truss rod was broken, so any attempt to fix it was just pointless. I could have replaced the neck for the price of a new shitty bass, so I was like, why not just get this one instead? So, some quick specs on this bass. It's got a rosewood fingerboard, a maple neck, and it's got a basswood body, as well as a standard Strat-style pickup with a P-bass configuration, as well as all the hardware and all that shit built right into it. Now, the weight of this thing is actually kind of surprising. It's really sturdy. It feels a lot better than the other cheap guitar that I got off of eBay. Honestly, I feel like this thing could take a really fucking beating. There are definitely a lot of basses that you could buy for maybe around the same price, but they're not going to be new. There's a brand called Davidson, and they sell basses for about the same price, but they're floor models that are nicked up and stuff like that, so this is probably the way to go if you're going to get a cheaper bass. There is, however, one problem with this bass, and that is the sharp-ass fucking frets. I was not expecting for the frets to be this sharp. I was just messing around with it, just, noodling about, and I ripped up my goddamn fingers, seriously. What I recommend you do is use a file, or maybe some steel wool or something like that, and file the edges of the frets down, because it's going to be a lot easier to play. So, with all that being said, let's give this a sound test and really see how the Glarry bass compares to all the reviews and all the hype that this thing has actually gotten. So, after the comparison, I'm actually really surprised with this bass. It exceeds, in playability and in tone, what I would have expected for a bass of this price. The only thing I could really complain about is the imbalance in the weight of the neck versus the body. I mean, just look at this. Now, I've been playing guitar for over 10 years now, but I'm a bass master by no means. And this bass here definitely fills the requirements, at least for me, what I would consider functionality-wise I would need for a bass. Aside from the sharp frets, which I mentioned earlier, I could honestly not think of any other brand that I would go to if I was looking for a starter bass. If you want to get one, the link is in the description. I got mine in Sunburst, but they have tons of different colors to choose from. They've got, black, white. The Sunburst one here, they also have unfinished, just clear coat. And they have a couple more colors, so, pick whichever one you want. All in all, I'd rate this 3 out of 4 bass strings. And that burp was brought to you by C2E2 and beer. Nerd it up, Chicago. That's it for now, guys, but don't worry because there are more videos coming. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and slap it real good! Until next time, the wizard has spoken.